Hey everybody, I'm sure you've been eager to see what is going on next door as the construction project is well underway. Why don't you come join me, follow me. We're gonna do a quick tour and give you an update. So we are standing here in what will be our future lobby. You can see the elevator shaft here to my side, and just behind me you see this is where our nursery is, our current restroom is. Well, that wall is going to be moved out shortly, and this will connect to enter and welcome all of our guests whenever they come. Whenever you come, this will be our new entrance, welcoming you into the church here at Van Ness. Why don't we come down the hallway and see what else is going on? I'm standing here on the corner of this ground floor corridor, which will eventually be our connection point. When first-time guests come, when you want to sign up for different activities as a volunteer or a new class that might be starting, or someone's coming and they want to know what are we about as a church and how can they get plugged in, this will be the place for them to come to be able to get connected with somebody from our hospitality team and learn what's going on Monday through Saturday and how can I get more involved on what's taking place on a Sunday morning. So from our ground floor, follow me up as we head to the second floor so you can see where our new nursery, toddler space, and kids playroom will be. You know, as a church, one of the things that we always talk about is creating a space where children can be children, where they can feel welcomed, honored, and celebrated. And on this second floor, that's exactly what they're gonna have, with dedicated spaces for children that are 0 to 2 in a new nursery, children that are 2 to 3 in our toddler space, and then those pre-K and kindergarten children in this dedicated floor. So here on the second floor, man, all families with young children, they're gonna know that while they are being ministered or fellowshipping in the different activities of the church, their kids are gonna have a space just for them. Maybe you ran up the stairs with me, or maybe you took out the elevator, but you have just arrived to the third floor where we're gonna have our dedicated space for our youth and young adults. Let's check it out. So this wonderful open space that we have here will be able to serve as a second auditorium, if you will, but it'll really be an environment where that child 12 and to that young adult 32, that age gap will really have a dedicated space that really speaks to their season of life. We're gonna have a wonderful aesthetic in here, but it's also gonna be an environment where they're gonna be able to connect, fellowship, and be ministered to. It'll also be a space whenever we're doing future trainings for things like Hope Day or other activities like that, we'll have another space where we could come together to fellowship, but also be encouraged and equipped for those different activities. And if you're seeing this wall behind me, it's one of the things I'm most looking forward to. That open window is going to be for our snack shop. Whenever the youth and young adults are having a gathering here, hey, I've heard it said, no meeting without some eating. And they'll be able to get those different snacks from there. And as we're doing different activities, it'll be a room where we can be able to cater to the needs of those that are in here as we come together to be equipped for whatever God has next. So we've made it here to the top floor, our fourth floor, which will be able to be our classroom spaces where we'll be able to have people come and gather on Sunday schools. But you know something? I really want to share one of the things that I'm really excited about. This building is going to position us as a church to meet the needs in our community. And we're going to be able to do that by spaces that we've seen below, but really on this floor. There are so many people who are in need in our community and wonderful organizations that are doing relief work. And we'll participate in those things. But you know what's needed beyond relief is recovery and rehabilitation. What does that look like? That looks like English as a second language class. That looks like after-school programs and tutoring for at-risk youth. That looks like being able to give that young individual, or maybe that more advanced individual, the skills that they need to develop that resume so that they can get that meaningfully employed job. And we'll be able to do those sorts of activities here as we extend our reach into the community. This is so much more than just Sunday school. This is so much more than just space for Bible studies and those classes, which are meaningful, and we'll be able to do that. But here, we're gonna be able to empower the people in the community to have an encounter with Christ, but be equipped so they can live that life more abundantly that He offers us. This is where we get to make a difference and an impact in our neighborhood. Hey, are you running late for your class? Guess what? Right here, you're gonna be able to get your cup of coffee or whatever it is that you need so that as you're sitting there in Sunday school, you can have that warm beverage, that nice little snack, or whatever it is. As you come out of our elevator, it'll be right there waiting for you. I'm so excited to be able to have walked this building with you. There's one last thing I wanna share. Follow me. You are joining me from the rooftop of our building, which will be restricted access, but I had to give you a peek preview of what it is that we see up here because it gives such a great visual of what's to come. We are currently 50% to budget and 50% to completion of this project. Because of your faithfulness, because you've given, because you've prayed, we've made it this far because of God's help. But you know what? When I stand up here and I look around, I realize there are great things on the horizon. And even yet, while we stand in restricted access, there's no limit to what God is gonna do through this building, because ultimately, only the sky is the limit of what God wants to do.